create our first component, I'm going to just delete the code in this page. Yeah, so I'm going to start by writing a function. So in React, most we will be using functions, basically JSX that incorporate HTML. So in this case, we'll have app, then curly braces. Inside we should have return because this is a function. And then inside this return, we are going to have the normal HTML. So in this case, for instance, we'll have a div. Let's say hello world. I will save and see the results. Control save. So in this case, we are getting an error because we must export this one. So I will write export default, and then the name of our function. In this case, this is app. Then save. So we can see it over here. So let me change. Let me add more HTML elements. So in this case, we must put a bracket to add more elements. So for instance, if I want to have h1 element, h1, then write this one as title. We are having an error. So what does the error say? JSX expression must have one parent element. So in React, we cannot write the normal HTML this way. We must have one parent element. So in this case, we can wrap it with another div or a fragment. A fragment in this case is an element without a name assigned to it. So that is a fragment. We'll then move our code, HTML part inside, so that it can be a child of this fragment. So in this case, it will now work. Control save, and you can see the change over here. So with that, I'm going to further explain how we can write functions. This is just one method. Another method is just to write const, then assign app. In this case, the app will be function. Then another way to write it, we can use arrow function. They are what we call arrow function use JavaScript syntax. In that case, we'll have this keyword function dropped, and then we'll have that. So this one also still works. If I control save, we should have the same. So I'm going to create more elements. In this case, I will create another folder in source, new folder, components. I'm going to demonstrate how we can export and reuse components. To avoid saving every now and then, I'm going to go to File, then click Autosave. This one will be saving automatically. So with that, I'm going to create a new file. This call it stack.jsx. And from this I'm going to demonstrate how we can use named and default component and what's the difference in their importation. So in this case I'll just press FC to get the boilerplate. In order to use this boilerplate, you can just go to extension, then this search for React snippet version 4.43. Yeah, so this one will assist with that. So continuing, I'm going to give h1, name it with. Yeah, so in this case, this one is a default component, and it can only occur once in a file. So to have other functions or components in this particular file, we use what is called named function. So in this case, we'll have export, then const. This one will be substack. Then it should be equal to an arrow function. Then this arrow function will have a return. In this return, we are going to have image. In this case, we are going to use Vite, the default Vite image. So just like HTML, we have source. So Vite.svg. Then we close it. So when you have your image in the public folder, you don't have to specify the directory. So in this case, we'll just use it direct. So in this case, I'm going to write some information down below. Let me have h3. With steps. So I need to have a fragment just like before and have all this code. So this named function can be used in this particular default function, and also you can use it in app.jsx. So I'm going just to demonstrate its usage. So in this case, I'm going to have it here and select Substack. Then to demonstrate how it can be used in our app.jsx, so I'm going to remove this, then have stack. So I need to import it. So import stack, and then sort complete. In this case, it should work. So that is how we import a default function. Sorry. So in this case, we have imported the stack. This is a default function. So for named one, you have to put a curly brace. So import Substack. Yeah, so for named function, we have to put curly braces before we can use them in our parent component. And with that, I've demonstrated how we can create and use default and also the named function. So default only appear once in a file, but if you want to use or create many functions in a particular file, you can use name function, and their exportation and importation varies. This one have the keyword default, this one only have export. So that is their use case. This one can be the named one can be used severally in a file, but default can only be used once. So that is their flexibility and their use case.